Hi everybody, Raging back with another Mechabellum video. I've been playing some really ridiculous Typhoon games this season, and I just wanted to show you this one. So our opponent is Mihi. He's 1960 MMR, puts him around 150 in the world. We're 1925 MMR in this game. We are starting out here with the Sabertooth Specialist. So I actually didn't know this. You can start with the Sabertooths in the Sabertooth Specialist pack, and you just get another one like on the next round for free. I thought they removed it from the game, but I guess I was just wrong. I have a little bit of a cold, so if I sound stuffy, that's why. So we are starting out here with the Sabertooths and the Crawlers. We've picked up some Arc Lights. Opponent is Supply Specialist. Started out with Fangs, Stormcallers, and picked up some Arc Lights on this round. Something I've noticed about these Sabertooth starts is it just feels like the Sabertooths live regardless of what you face a lot of the time. Like, as long as you have your chaff in like a halfway logical formation. Like, I have the Crawlers there in the center to pull the units over to our side so that we can fight them head on. It just feels like these guys, they one-shot everything, and they live really well. I've been really like trying to analyze these starts. Even if you face like marksmen or something, you could have them like literally take the shots, and then your chaff can win the round. If you pair them with arc lights, it does feel best. So, like, I really like the Crawler, Sabertooth, arc light start. I think it's probably one of the strongest. That one even lives on like a pixel of health. Doesn't that always happen? So round 2, we get the free Sabertooth. Two things stick out to me here. There's the heavy armor. Yeah, I'm taking that for a tank. And then I also feel like I have to be worried about Rhino Assault here. So luckily we have the free Sabertooth because I can kind of put him back, right? If I'm going to get Rhino Assaulted, it's probably the back right corner. You know, our Crawlers here would be able to do something, at least if he dropped it in the center or on the side. He doesn't, though. He skips and goes with Phoenixes, so that's a good play because I don't have any upshoot. Should probably take the round off that. But look, like heavy armor is it's a really good item to get for the Sabertooths. Makes them super tanky. And they do a lot of damage, man. 7,300 damage per shot is pretty crazy. That's a lot of damage. I've picked up an extra pack of Crawlers here. We have the free Sabertooth. I've leveled my Crawlers, something I like to do on the Rhino Assault rounds, just in case they drop it back here. We have a little extra DPS. Level my tower here to level 2. Pick up a late pack of Fangs, just in case he goes with air, which he does. But we end up sticking the Fangs in the front here to block for the Sabertooth, so we will lose them, and then we'll lose the round. But we might be able to take out everything else on the ground. I put the Sabertooth over here on the right side flank. This is a Typhoon game, believe it or not. And it's going to turn into pure degeneracy here pretty quickly. Coming up. So when I've been going Typhoon lately, I literally will like just go Typhoon, right? Like, as in the only unit, and I do it a lot. And I play against these guys who are like some of the best in the world here. I mean, like I said, this guy's 150 in the world. You can really shake your opponent with the Typhoon. And if you just keep making Typhoon, you can go heavy into the techs, because it's like the only unit you have. So let's keep going. Like I said, we'll kill everything on the ground, but we'll lose to the Phoenix. Round 3, we get some free units here. The Wasps look pretty good to me, since they're good at taking out like literally all the other options here, as well as Phoenixes. So I probably will go with the Wasps. Opponent, for him, something that looks good is the Steel Ball or the Melting Point, since I have... So what did he take? Yeah, he took the Steel Ball, right? Because he's against the Sabertooths. So I think that's a decent pickup for him, since also the Steel Ball can tank a shot from the Sabertooth. So I put the Wasps back here on the left, and I go with 2 packs of Mustangs. So at this point, it feels like I'm playing a Sabertooth Mustang game. It is kind of like Fortress Mustang, where you have like your big tanky guy in the front who kind of shoots big DPS shots with the Mustangs behind. So that's sort of what I'm starting to set up here. Opponent takes range on arc lights, and he does get this Steel Ball, also puts Crawlers here to distract the Sabertooth. and flanks me with an arc light back here, which should be able to take out that crawler before it gets to him. It's an annoying crawler play. I don't get range on Mustangs, can't afford it yet, but hopefully Mustangs and Wasps and my ground units will be able to clear enough to allow us to get to the Phoenixes. Hopefully before this takes our tower. As long as we can take out these Phoenixes, we will win the round. So we have pretty much killed all the Phoenixes. There we go, that's the last Phoenix dead. And so as long as we can take out the rest of these few Fangs, we are good. And the Wasps will level off of these Steel Balls. Almost 100,000 damage killing those Steel Balls. Ooh, Deployment Module looks pretty good, but so does Orbital Javelin. So it's going to be one of those two. It is a little early for Orbital, so I'll probably opt to grab the Deployment Module and get this guy out of here, since he's just going to keep getting killed by the Steel Ball. And since he added an Arc Light here, I can just put the Sabertooth here to kill that Arc Light, so I don't have to worry about that as much anymore. I do get level 4 on the Wasps. I take range on the Mustangs. It's very important to take range on Mustangs when you have them so that they can actually sit back, clear the units you want them to, and also obtain levels. Also, it's kind of nice that the Raiden got nerfed. I hardly saw anybody playing it yesterday, so that's good. And I tried to play it, and I saw someone try to play it against me. The person who played it against me won, but when I played it, it didn't work as well, so I think that's good. Opponent here picks up an extra pack of Phoenixes and also takes range on those guys. Takes levels on his Arc Lights. He's got a Arc Light Phoenix Fang build going here. It's, yeah, more Fangs. So he has picked up an extra pack of Fangs and a Phoenix, taking the range on the Phoenix. We flank with some Crawlers back there. We put some Crawlers here, and we're going to take out this Arc Light. So, and we also take range on Mustang. So it's kind of just like a tech and chaff turn, and the redeployment. So now we can clear all the Fangs because we have the ranged Mustangs, which is great. And that paves the way for our Sabertooth to shoot the tower out. I love, dude, the Sabertooth is so satisfying when it actually gets its shots off. Because it does take a while to shoot, 3.6 seconds, but when it does, man, does it kill what it needs to. Alright, so we'll finish off the tower here, which will allow our Wasps to live over here and take out the rest of these Fangs. And our Mustangs will just be able to take out these Phoenixes. So, very small win here on round 4. Alright, round 5, free units, and here's the Typhoon. So, now this game is going to pivot a lot. Like, a lot. Yeah, so my opponent also takes Typhoon here. But Typhoon in a defensive position, I think is just not as good. Just because it's a better pushing unit, it's not a good defending unit. It's good if you're defending against like Wasps or something, but the power of the Typhoon is in how fast it runs forward and clears chaff. So my opponent does something a little bit confusing here that I played this guy a few times, and he always, and I'm not kidding, he always ranges these Fangs. Like, every single game he ranges Fangs, and like a lot of the time he always max techs his Fangs, which is really bad against Mustangs. So do not follow this guy's lead. He may be 150 in the world, but do not range Fangs against ranged Mustangs. You will just lose. These will never be as good as Mustangs. Like, you have to take Mech Rage, but I don't know. I don't range Fangs against ranged Mustangs. That's all I'm saying. Okay, and I've forgotten to say everything I've done this turn because I'm just appalled by this, but anyway. I have 3 Typhoons, and I immediately go Mech Rage on this turn. What Mech Rage allows me to do here is get through his Fangs a little quicker even than with the Mustangs, get onto his flying guys quicker as well, and just take towers, right? So my plan now is to just push in really fast, have my tanks follow up, and then my Mustangs follow up as well. So this is kind of like a Foon Mustang game, which this is going to be a rare one. but really it's just a Typhoon game. You'll see. I have 4 Typhoons here now with Mech Rage. So I'm tempo playing here because it's hard to anticipate. Okay, he also takes Ignite. These are mistakes. On unit round drops, you don't want to be teching your units. You want to see what your opponent takes so that you can respond appropriately. And this is very preemptive. So he went with the Typhoons. He put Crawlers here. We went with the Typhoons and the Mech Rage. So we are losing the Typhoons here, but we've cleared all the Fangs, which is the important thing. And now our Mustangs still get to accomplish what they were accomplishing before in killing basically the rest of the board here. And our beacon here up the center, our Sabertooth is able to take the tower. Our Mustangs are getting some kills and are now leveling as well. And these guys, hopefully these guys can hit level 3 this turn, but I think, yeah, they're going to die right there. We do have a couple of them still alive over here, but I don't think we have what it takes. These Arclights also are getting pretty beefy. It's a level 3 Arclight here, and it's going to be level 4 next turn. Our Sabertooth will get this guy, though. But we'll lose to the Phoenixes. Hey, our Sabertooth lived back here. So noticing that our Sabertooth is almost dead, we need to sort of like make this flank situation defense a little bit better since he put the Crawlers there. Our redeployment is, yeah, that's like an auto pick for me because now I have the deployment module and the redeployment. And when you're on aggro, the ability to redeploy units back and forth to like avoid oil mostly is why I like it. It's like, oh, there's oil in front of me, but I can just put units over here now on the right. I leveled my Sabertooth. He sells his, he redeploys his Arclight over here and adds these Fangs with range and Ignite to try and take out our Sabertooth that's defending here. I do reposition it a little bit, and they got the Crawler. So, like I said, I'm repositioning the Mustangs over here to the right instead, and adding Typhoons to the right now. And this is pure degeneracy. This game, you're gonna see me devolve into the basal of human existence by just going Typhoon. I also have sold my level 2 Sabertooth there to fund this degeneracy. And put the heavy armor on my Typhoon over here on the right. We do have this tanky Saber back here. So now we've expanded. We have Mustangs on the right with the redeployment, because we don't have it over here anymore. We have Mustangs on the left, and we have these guys still as well. So now we're blowing up both sides of the board with the Typhoons, which have also added barrier to this turn. And opponent has added 2 horizontal Fangs here, and some shields, has taken levels on his Arclights, repositioned these and got these Fangs over here. So mostly just a Fang turn for him and some levels on Arclights. But look at the power of these Typhoons now that we've expanded to the right side. They are getting taken out pretty quick by the Phoenix. Also, the combo of the Mustangs with the Typhoon, just like, these guys are our barriers now for the Mustangs, sort of. This is a weird build. So our Typhoons are getting taken out, but like I said, the follow-up Mustangs at the end are actually able to clear the rest of the board. Let's see, are we able to get level 3? We have level 3 on these Mustangs. It would be great to get level 3 on these guys as well. I think as long as we're shooting that Arclight and we can kill it, we might get a level on these Mustangs. Which we do. Okay, nice. So now we have 2 level 3 Mustangs. I think something you can do to immediately shut this down is War Factory with armor. By the way, I have played this a lot, where I go like Typhoons like crazy like this. And my opponents, okay, so he grabs Giants this turn and he goes with Fortress. But I'm telling you, an armored War Factory, I haven't seen anyone play that against me, but I've also never seen anybody play like the Typhoon against me like this either. I don't know why. I've played this a lot and I've hardly seen it. I would guess that that this is like good a lot of the time, but I bet an armored War Factory just completely destroys it. So we're going to test that at the end. On this round, opponent goes with the Steel Ball production line on the Fortress, grabs himself barriers on the Fortress. We pick up a portable shield, and I'm trying to figure out what to slam that on. Is it going to be a Typhoon or my Mustangs? So my Mustangs are higher level, and honestly are a lot of our DPS. So this guy and this guy are like top damage in the game. So it probably behooves me to keep them alive. I've added a Typhoon here to the side to just take out these flanks. And I've moved that Sabertooth up here to be another tanking unit up in the center of our units. I sewed the other Sabertooth here on the left. And like I said, I put the portable shield on these level 3 Mustangs on the left. On this turn, opponent has gone with the 2 fortresses as well as a single pack of crawlers here, and hasn't taken any levels yet. I think that's all he could afford to do, just unlock the giant and get it. In theory, these fortresses are good against Typhoon, right? So I elite recruit another Typhoon this turn, and I stick it here. And do I use my redeployment? I'm also just missiling out. I don't want to lose to like flanks and stuff. Okay, I didn't redeploy anything this turn. I used my redeployment module here on the Saber, so let's see how good these Typhoons do into the fortress. So now that I see he has fortress, I know I need a little more DPS, which is like, I can just get homing missiles here. And these Mustangs are still pretty incredible. Like, it's a problem, right, that our Typhoons are dying, but at the end, the Mustangs really do clean up a lot of stuff. Like, we only have a few alive here, and they have the portable shield. They're still doing really well. Second best in the round here, and second best in the game. These guys are first in the game on everything as well. This is going to be really close. I think we're going to lose this round, though, right? Yeah, this Typhoon, it does not have what it takes. I can't take down these arc lights with him. So what round 7 showed me is that I need more DPS if I want to get through the fortress. So a lot of sane people might build like a melting point or like a fortress of their own. But I get intensive training here, and you bet your socks I am going heavier into these Typhoons. I really need the homing missile now to actually kill fortresses. If I'm going to keep going Typhoon, right, which I have 8 Typhoons right now. And so I think that homing missile is just so much more damage for our board, since I already have 8 of these guys, that it would make no sense for me not to do it. And I sell the Sabertooth here. So now I have no Sabertooths left, which seems crazy, but we'll see that it's actually not that bad. I use the intensive training on my level heavy armor Typhoon, who's level 3 now. Do take the homing missile, and I move the level 2 Typhoon over here, that was here, to the shallow flank with the deployment module. And deployment module Typhoons on the flank are crazy because you can move them up and down every turn wherever you need them to keep throwing your opponent off. We now have the 2 high-level Mustangs over here behind our Typhoons. So this is kind of our weak side. We hold the line here with our level 1 guys and hopefully clear like, a good amount of chaff. And then our right side is the beefy side with the high-level Typhoons and the Mustangs. So the idea is hopefully we can defend the left long enough where the right will kill all of this and then wrap to the left. And I am adding a few more missiles again, just in case this flank gets beefed up. I've added 2 crawlers over here to the flank as well. And pretty much that's the whole turn. It's just missiles, intensive training, and a couple packs of crawlers. So let's see how well we can deal with these fortresses now. Oh, also this beacon here. Hopefully we'll push through the center and be able to take out towers at the end. So we are taking out the fortresses, and our level 3 Typhoons with heavy armor are still alive here. Look at that spread. Our Mustangs are going up the center now. Dude, Typhoons are crazy. And they're really fast. 16 meters per second. They're as fast as base level crawlers. But I am taking speed off the tower. Oh, and I've started to loan as well. This is just nuts. I haven't seen a lot of people actually play this way against me, but I do this pretty often. They're just so strong. Like, I think it's an issue, but like at the same time, every time I use the replay function, I am able to beat what I'm doing here. That's a really big round. We almost win the game. Round 9, we get some more free units. Also, my guy here gets offered the War Factory for free. So I think that the best unit for him to take here, easily, because it's free, is the War Factory. And I'm like nervous during this game. I'm like, oh shit, if he runs armor on the War Factory, I might just be screwed here. But he doesn't do that. He takes the Raiden because people's brains are a little broken right now. They just they get the Raiden when it's free. He sold it, but then he flanked us with one. I still feel like he just get the War Factory with the armor. I don't know if he runs armor, but again, after this game, we'll test it out. See if armor on War Factory is any good. So he's gonna beacon here. He's gonna beacon across and try to take our tower. Why does that look so weird? So now our opponent up here has 7 fortresses with barrier. He takes Mech Rage now on the Fangs. I don't know why. So I have no idea why he takes Mech Rage on Fangs, but like I said, this guy loves Fangs. He like always pretty much max techs Fangs whenever I've played against him. I don't know why, because it's not good here. There's no reason that he needs Ignite, Mech Rage, and range, unless his thinking is he has like not enough chaff clear, because like sometimes that can chaff clear, but he does have chaff clear with these high level arc lights. So this, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Like I don't understand what it's supposed to accomplish. The Typhoons are cannon fodder in a way for me. I don't mind if they die, sort of, because like I just need them to DPS down like fortresses, and then Mustangs will be able to hopefully like clean up at the end. It's not a good build that I have going. I don't know. There's no tanky units for him to be igniting and mech raging. So I still need to spend here, and so I just take all the buttons, and I just get 3 more Typhoons. I defend my flank. Luckily, he has the Raiden here, so and actually stick it on the correct side. Because this one's leveled to level 2, so this is how I'm defending. So that's perfect. So let's see. 7 fortresses with barrier against Typhoons. So the missiles just destroy the fortresses. Like, insane, man. He also still has level 1 tower, so the missiles will always take these. Now, like I said, our left side is just kind of cannon fodder and falls really quickly, but look at these guys. We're really slow on the oil here, but like, even still, we're just mowing through. And we have the range with the homing missiles, even though we're stuck in the oil. So he takes our tower, but it does seem like we still have enough DPS to get through all this with the Mustangs. And actually, it's not enough to win. So it's both of our Mustangs that lived through all of that. And they both leveled, which is nice. So in this round, it's an easy pickup for me. It's just going to be more speed. Opponent takes the enhancement module to stick it on Fortress. Now, when you're on 500 health, I think you need to be worried about living and dying. So enhancement module is too expensive for him to take, even though he's going to get like a free level on Fortress or something with it. It's still too expensive to take it. He needs to skip there and get more techs on his Fortress, which he has. He's gotten Fang production. But mostly, I think what he needs is an Armored War Factory. I'm pretty sure Armored War Factory would immediately just take all this out. So he's going to leave the Raiden, apparently, even though we have the Typhoon here. And I've taken the Lone and the Temp Speed and the Temp Range. I get 2 packs of Crawlers here. Also, this is my gut shot. So I've moved the Typhoon that was down here in the shallow flank up to the top. And he still has a level 1 tower here, and he does not have enough defense. And in case people don't know, when you have deployment module on a unit that's on a flank, you can move it on the flank, and it doesn't need to load back in. Don't take it off the flank, because it will need to load back in, but as long as it stays on the flank, it will just automatically start to move. So we're just going to take that tower with this guy. That's the plan. I get another Typhoon as well, and 2 packs of Crawlers. So now we have 12 Typhoons with triple tech. We have level 5 Mustangs here as well in the center. I've used my intensive training on this guy, so now we have a level 4 Typhoon. And I take Impact Drill on the Crawlers because of all of the crazy Fangs all over the place. Impact Drill on Crawlers, hopefully we'll be able to clear those. I have these late arriving Crawlers. Hopefully that'll help. I'm going to beacon around the oil here, so let's see how well we do. We will still take out this Raiden. This Typhoon should be able to snipe out this tower as well. And the Crawlers with Impact Drill will take it out. So, yeah. So we take a tower here, and we have all these crazy typhoons, right? So it's just kind of over for our opponent here. He has max tech fangs with the portable shields, which against this many flying bullets, it doesn't really do anything, right? Like, portable shield or not, there's so many projectiles, also high damage projectiles, flying out of these units that, like, these fangs do not stand a chance. So when you're playing against bullet hell, do not do this. Don't do this with your fangs. So opponent really misplayed this one in a lot of different ways. All right, so let's analyze the board real quick, and then we'll take over his side, and I'll show you. Well, in theory, I think an Armored War Factory wins, but we're going to check that for sure. Opponent went with the max tech fangs against the most bullet hell board I've built all season. It's literally all Typhoons, Mustangs, and Crawlers. When you see this many projectiles, this many units with the ability to shoot this many projectiles, just never do what my opponent did here. This is not like great or anything, but the thing that surprised me most in this game was that he has a couple level 2 fortresses with heavy armor, and we were still able to get through them with the Typhoons. In high MMR, something that you find is people will build less variety of units. They'll really only have like a couple units, maybe they have Fortress Mustang, right? And then you just have a bunch of chaff to support that, or maybe they have like Raidens and some chaff clear units, but like it never goes outside of the bounds of those few units. And the reason for that is that the more of the same unit you have with more techs, it's just better. So like it's just a better way to play Mechabellum. And so when I'm playing Typhoon, I just will end up getting these 3 techs a lot of the time. I don't even ever take aerial special. I feel like I've said this so many times because I have quite a few Typhoon games on the channel, but these 3 techs and then just buying more and more and more Typhoons every single round until you win the game, it actually just works. It's pretty crazy. So in theory, what my opponent is building there with the fortresses should be good. I think he spent way too much money on these fangs. I don't think he needs any of these. If he gets any of these techs though, it's just the portable shield and never the other ones. And then just get more fortresses. Like, why get all these techs for the fangs when really what you need is more tankiness against the Typhoon, which, I mean, sure, it does a lot of damage, but it doesn't do that much damage against like giants. It does get caught on them. So I feel like you could just pile up fortresses, but let's test my theory here. I think that a 1 elite recruited war factory with armor wins. So let's test it. And you know what? I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to skip this. I am going to unlock the war factory, elite recruit. Maybe I'll redeploy these fangs a little bit. I'll put the war factory here. I'll just like give it defense for no reason. It doesn't really need it anyway. And then I'll just use the rest of my money to like missile out chaff. I'll probably just loan, take temp range, put some more missiles. So like I haven't done anything, right? I'm not even gonna sell that. It's just a bunch of missiles, and all I did was get 1 unit here. Oh, whoops, I forgot to take armor enhancement. Let's sell a useless pack of these fangs and get armor. So now all I've gotten this turn is a single war factory elite recruited with armor, which gives it like over 500,000 health as well. So I'm pretty sure this just wins, right? And there's so many giants on the board already that I had 2,500 HP or something like that. So let's see if I take more than that. Okay, so this wins. Look at this. How are you supposed to kill this? Okay, maybe it does get our tower still. Okay, everything's dead though. I don't even think it matters that we lost that tower. There's no way for me to beat this. I have to get a melting point next turn if I even live. I don't live. There's so many giants alive, I'm just dead. I didn't even do anything that round. I just got this 1 war. That's so much damage. That's crazy. Okay, so that's what you do. If someone's doing this to you, just get this. Just get the war factory with the armor. It doesn't matter that there's so many Typhoons here. And then you have all the damage of these fortresses at the end. So he spent 1,100 this turn on Fang shield. But like, look at this shield, man. This shield is like almost the same price. I mean, it's a little more, but like it's only 100 for armor. I thought armor was more expensive than that. Holy smokes. It's only 100 for 50% more health? Okay, so if you see anybody doing this Typhoon thing, just do this. You just win the game immediately. Obviously, I need more supporting units than just Typhoons here because of this potential, but it's still pretty good. If your opponent does not know what to do, you see like they end up going heavy into Fortress, Multi-Melter, things like that. These 3 techs on Typhoon, when you have like a million of them, it's a lot of DPS, and it's really good about like taking down shields and clearing chaff. Crazy chaff clear on this many Typhoons. Chaff does not stand a chance against this many Typhoons, but where it lacks damage is against armor. And honestly, War Factory, that just wrecked them. Well, I mean, this is just pure degeneracy here, what I played, and I was pretty surprised to win with it. I have won with it before, but I guess I'm still pretty surprised that people don't like ever use this War Factory play against me. So that's going to do it for today's video. I hope everybody's enjoying Season 2. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.